Yo, welcome back to the Wonderbox Podcast, and this is episode 12. Yeah, 12. And, bro, Mason's actually back. He's right below me. Welcome back, Mason. Welcome back, and welcome back to Joe. You guys might have known Joe on, I think, episode 8, I think? Yeah, no.
That was long.
That was long ago. I might be wrong about the episode, but yeah, he was...
Episode 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay. Yeah, so you can notice that a lot of things have changed in terms of our background.
Background hair. I don't have my fucking part no more. That buzz.
Still have long hair.
Yeah, how have you guys been though? It's been a while since we've seen you guys on, especially Mason. This is the first time. Yeah, this is actually the first time me, Mason, and Cecil are back on the same platform.
Yeah,
I've been good. I've been working. Moved out. New car.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Amazing.
Man, we missed you, man. Oh my gosh, we missed you. The return.
I just got out the military, dog.
are you actually?
You've been playing
I got
Warzone.
out, and that's why I moved out to San Antonio. That's why I'm living with them.
Oh, you're in San Antonio.
I got out. Yeah, I'm in San Antonio now. That's why I have a new place, new apartment, everything, and trying to get a job
Wait,
right
what do you
now.
do now?
Huh?
Oh, you don't do anything right now?
No, not right now. No, not right now. I'm still waiting for a call back for the interview for the job.
That's good. That's good. Damn.
And new life, new roads to start.
Wow, a lot has changed. Whoa, what is that noise?
That's my mic.
It's okay. It's okay. But
It's the boom arm that I have. I need to leave it up.
My boom doesn't it?
Man, it's been a long while. Really long while.
Most deaf.
Yeah, I remember. I think the last time Joe was on the podcast was with Chris as well.
Yeah, when I was eating.
Yeah, your
I was
bulgogi.
eating my bulgogi. Yeah, my bulgogi.
How do you remember that?
No, I was watching the old episodes. A couple days back. Yeah, then
Yeah, I was looking
the
back.
last episode I was on.
I think it was the one with Brandon.
Yeah,
That was episode 9.
Was it?
Yeah, episode 9.
He's the one that sings, right? And
Yeah.
makes music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, it's been a while.
Imagine talented people.
Sana all.
Yes.
It's not all right.
Yes,
Crazy.
and all. All right, well, let's get into the topics. Let's see. Okay, you know what, Cecil? Fuck you. I'm gonna start with a very light one.
All right.
Very, very light one, and we could go as long as we want with this one. Actually, yeah. Hold on, let me just pull this up.
Cecil, I'm surprised you still don't have a PC.
I'm surprised too.
I spent too much money into my business.
Dude,
Yeah,
dude
true.
makes this much money, he can buy like a 4080 and put it in a PC.
I really
Right.
could.
Dude, you know what I realized from the last episode I was in? I didn't have tattoos yet.
Oh, now you do.
How nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now I do this one too.
Damn.
The Minato
That looks
piece.
clean.
I still need to get my tattoo.
All right. First submission comes from my coworker. He says, shout out to Jacob. If you have a coworker that has a significant age gap from you, would you consider going for it?
As long as they're legal.
That's fair.
Okay,
That's
that's
very
very
str-
simple. That's
That's very straightforward answer.
straightforward. Yeah. I don't know
Oh,
what's-
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
That's the best answer. What do you mean good answer?
In terms of like if it's like if they're still legal per se, like if they're 21 but then you're 29 or whatever, if there's like a significant age gap within the legal range,
Fine.
would
I think it will just be like, it just depends on, can you know how people have certain cutoffs for age, or they want to date in a certain age range?
yeah.
I guess it just depends on who that person is and how they feel about that that big of a gap of age range.
Yeah, like I think
So-
for me in that kind of like range, it does depend on the maturity of that person as well and how they carry themselves. Because if they still have that kind of high school mentality, or like they're still kind of in that,
If they're still childish, it's a no. I mean, like,
yeah,
you can joke around and shit, but
Mhm.
don't just be like straight up childish.
yeah, especially when you're in like that age when you're looking to settle down, or at least like looking at the long term kind of aspect as well.
The big maturity level.
Yeah, most def. Yeah, that's probably That was a very straightforward answer. So there you go, Jacob. He was my coworker had another question, but it's very very inappropriate. So we'll say we're not gonna answer that yet.
What is it?
I mean,
Say it like that.
okay, Mason.
Wait.
Mason, do you want to answer it?
No,
I just
make that like a mid part.
Mid part? Okay.
Okay.
Right now, let's just ease into it.
Okay. So my other coworker asks, he's also a close friend of mine as well. Shout out to Aaron. He says and asks, Marvel or DC?
Marvel. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Present your argument. Why Marvel? Why not DC?
Personally, I just always loved Marvel. Okay. When I watched Endgame, you know, I can watch it a million times and I cry over the same scene all the fucking time, right?
Is it the ending?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like growing up on like Iron Man comics was my shit.
You read Iron Man comics?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I haven't read any like recently, but I used to.
No, I've always been into like, yeah, for me, I've always been into Marvel. But yeah, for me, Marvel, but in terms of story wise, DC. I feel like when they do Batman, they have more depth in terms of that character. Spider-Man is he's like a poster boy for Marvel. I think he's like,
That's why I like it.
yeah. I just kind of wish they kind of I wanted to see a R-rated Spider-Man.
An R-rated Spider-Man.
Yeah, like
And what's
like a very gritty, grounded Spider-Man. There are comics about it,
You said
but like,
gritty?
yeah,
We're gonna hit the gritty.
Nah, I'm kidding.
No, but yeah.
Like a more violent.
yeah, like a more mature, like realistic, like I guess realistic society-based Spider-Man, kind of like how people would really realistically react to someone like that. Like for example, it's just him, like just no Avengers or whatever. It's just he's the only I guess hero basically.
For me, I don't know if I can see that just because I'm so used to like, you know, Spider-Man being a nerdy. college
being
student or high
around
school
of
student.
everyone else. I don't know how the storyline would change. I just like Spider-Man in general because I grew up with Spider-Man, liking Spider-Man. That's why I never like really went away from that. I still like it,
What about
but
you?
now I think I grew over it.
let me think. Yeah, I can kind of like agree with like the whole Marvel thing. Like what Joe's saying, like Spider-Man was kind of like a highlight for my childhood. That was like the main superhero in my opinion. That like really was a thing for me. Batman, not so much, in all honesty. Like as I realized it, like Batman, Superman, that stuff was not really part of like my childhood.
Mm.
So I don't have a connection towards it.
Yeah, I
Not
think
gonna lie though, if you like watch like the DC cartoons, like fuck, I don't remember what the series called, but Batman's actually like one cold motherfucker.
Mhm.
no, he's the darkest out of all the characters.
He's got Riz though. Batman has Riz.
There is with the females.
Bro, I'm just saying.
I mean,
I feel like
he did pull like a numerous amount of DC females.
I've also realized this is that okay. I've noticed that there's more DC shows than Marvel, in my opinion.
There
don't
is.
I don't think there's a lot of Marvel shows.
There isn't. I think it's due to their focus on like, because I think when Iron Man came out, and then when they saw that the success of that, I think they kind of shifted. Because I know Agents of Shield was kind of in that sort of time frame when they started the MCU, but when they saw the success of like Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and Thor, I think they just kind of shifted their focus into that. But then during that time, obviously DC had contracts with like all these television networks, and they still had those things going on. And I feel like, I guess like I think a lot of people know that when they were going through the whole DCU kind of thing, I think they were pretty unorganized. I think they were trying. I think they were just rushing the process, rather than, because like they were trying to compete with Marvel rather than like focusing on their own pace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Next question.
Next question. Yeah, these are really pretty straightforward. Damn. All right. Okay, let's go. Damn. Wait, hold on. I'm blanking. Damn it. Wait.
How about that one question from the other guy, the explicit one, accordingly?
I'll save them.
Just hop in straight to it.
All right, hold on. You know what?
Let's
Here. Do nice guys really finish last?
Who came up with this question?
No, they don't.
Who wanted to ask this question?
Isaac from Yubo.
Who's Isaac?
I don't think you guys know him. But yeah, he asks, do nice guys really finish last? Everyone
no.
No? Why?
I say no.
Why?
Because they had an opportunity, but they fumbled.
So look, it's either that they fumbled, or it's the fact that like
the girl was kind of like blind.
I don't know what it is nowadays, but females in general tend to have an ideal type of they want a good boy, nice boy, and then once they get it, they get bored because there's nothing else that they find interesting about that guy but being nice and being, overfed with egos and shit. That's about it.
True.
So like, I guess it's like a half and half. The way I see it, it's like a half and half. But I think now nice guys is just like a thing that people say. I mean, we can all be nice, to be honest. It's just the way we carry ourselves out there and show people. Because even a bad boy, let's say, right? Like a fuck boy can look like a nice guy. Just the way they do things. But in reality, there's still a low-key fuck boy in the inside. And that can be their way into getting in other females' life and then ruin their lives. And it's just like a whole, like, it's a perspective-wise. I feel like anyone can just be a nice guy. But if you're a truly genuine nice guy, I feel like right now there's only a few certain people or females to say that look for the nice guys, like a genuine nice guy. People might say they want a nice guy, but in reality they don't. So it's an iffy. It's like a if like, but I feel like I believe so. You do, like, a nice guys do end up in the last place and getting what they want in the very end when it's like late and stuff. Yeah. And they make people realize that they lost a person. Like if a nice guy goes into a relationship with a girl and then girl dumps him, and a nice guy finds another person, the past girl now reminisce about that guy because now he has made an impact of how she should be treated, him being a gentleman type stuff, and now he's just past memory. I don't know if it makes sense. Some in long lines of that, it's like, I don't know if I made sense or anything, but that's how I perceive it as.
That one hit home.
Sorry, but
I saw Cecil's face. He's like,
Joe was spitting for real.
That would hit hard.
Because I know this for a fact because this is also a personal experience wise, and that's why I can kind of tell myself, that. So now I'm just like, it's whatever. It's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, it does kind of suck how like they only realized at the end, like, oh yeah, this guy was actually treating me right, and then I was kind of blinded by this guy's this and that. I feel like the standards, not just for like females, but like just for guys as well. Like I guess there are also times where nice girls finish last as well. Yeah. Right? So it does kind of hit home because
sorry.
no,
it's kind of deep, but it's a genuine thing. It's a big deal now. It's like it's a big thing that people usually look over, but in terms of reality wise, what hits hard is that it is true.
Yeah, because like I saw this TikTok where like there's this girl that asked those random social experiment interviews where this girl asked the guy like, oh, would you rather like what do you think of simps or like girls going for?
Oh my god, is it the one I reposted?
I don't know if it was you that reposted it, but like I think you know what I'm talking about though.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
I don't know.
as much as people deny or agree with it, it's like with the social experiments out there that people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they talk over themselves and they don't realize what they're saying.
Yeah.
And how they're contradicting to what they believe in. And it's just like it's funny to see them like how they react because the question gets repeated to them and their answer gets repeated to them as well, and then they make them think it's like, oh wait, oh that was my answer, like that type of stuff. It's funny to me how they realize at the end, like if someone else tells them.
It's just I just find it very sad. Like I mean, like it's like everyone's different. I'm not saying everyone's like that. It's just I just don't like how people are trying to normalize it. In a sense, because like I feel like I don't know if this is out of topic, but I kind of saw this other. I don't know if it was a Instagram reel or a TikTok, but I think it was the same one. But like there was another one where the guy said relationships or like I guess dating now becomes more transactional rather than romantical. Like people look for like, oh, can this person buy me this, buy me that, but they kind of forget about the whole emotional impact of that person, like, of what that person might bring to you, you know?
I have almost the same thing, but the way I say it is that nowadays it's not courting or nothing. It's more like, hey, you look good with me. I feel like you look good with me. Let's date type stuff. Like we look good together. I think we'd look good for everyone else and everyone will support us type stuff. Let's date. And it's not even about like personality wise at that point. It's just like you look good, I look good. Let's get together.
Yeah,
it's like that's more I'm seeing it now. Like male and female gets attracted because people the way they look now, the way they dress, and then they don't really go for the personality. Like the big question is like when people ask you like, oh, personality or looks, right? So people will say personality. Let's say, right? Almost everyone's gonna say personality because it's the right answer, right? But the thing is, it's like you can't say it's personality until like you met this person online and never seen their face, and then you got to meet them, and then after meeting them, you still like them for the way they are and the way they look. But if it's like in-person meeting, you'd want to talk to someone because you are somewhat physically attracted to that person, or they look good and look good to admire, right? So like the answer to that question is literally just like it's looks first and then personality comes second, and how it goes. It just depends on how you meet that person, how you interact with that person. So most of the time people lie to themselves and say personality first. I'd say for me, I swallow my fucking pride for it and I say looks. Because that's what gets me to
because no, that's it's a natural. It's in a sense, it's a natural instinct. Because like when you look at a person and like you kind of see like, oh yeah, are they attracted? Like, am I attracted to them? Because that's the initial thought.
That's the initial like link first, and then after that, then you realize, oh, okay, the personality kind of overcompensates for their looks.
Because that also accounts for like when people get to know that attractive person, and regardless if they're a good person or have a good personality or like they're just a good person in general, they could also be like a complete asshole or a complete bitch, right?
Yeah, there's a switch. It's like a whole it's like a judging book by its cover type stuff.
It's like like oh yeah, this person's attractive, but they're kind of a bitch, so that's kind of a turn off. I'm not gonna go for that, right? Because what's the point of dating someone pretty when they're just rotten inside, right?
Right. It's a very big thing.
That was kind of like me. I remember talking to this one girl on Yubo. Like, she looked good, right? Bro, I'm so glad I like disconnected from like Instagram, TikTok, what else? Fucking Yubo, shit like that. Like the only thing I have left is Twitter. But I remember talking to this one girl and I thought she was like mad pretty. So I like started talking to her. And I was surprised that I was able to talk to her because like I don't really have confidence in myself, so I like try and make people laugh and then like kind of talk to them. And like it was going well up until like a point where like I was actually like dedicated to Twitch streaming. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this for a couple hours, da 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 da. And then like she kind of just shot me down, like, who are you gonna stream to? Like maybe like one person, that's about it. It's like, damn, bro.
That's
it's like
no support, bro.
That's
no support.
wow.
Like
That's
like,
cold.
it's no support, and it's like it's like, damn. So the way like you kind of say is as if like you're a clout chaser, you know? Because like I've seen her post like on her Instagram like, oh, come join so and so stream, and like it's one of their friends who has like maybe 10,000 followers on Twitch, and they get mad viewers. But then if I try and do it, it's like, nah, you're shit, bro. You can't do it, low, bro.
It's like they don't even have any hope for you. Like they
Yeah.
don't have hope at all. It's like, oh, you're just small streamer, whatever. You know, you still have a low base followers type stuff. Why even try?
That's pretty shallow of her.
It really is shallow, but like looking at it back then compared to now, like okay, let's say with Valorant, since I play it so much, I'm actually now friends with some big content creators. I'm friends with some pro players that play for different like Val orgs, so like CLG. I have some friends at NC State that play. They're like a tier 2 team, so they'll like play a bunch of other schools and whatnot. Some TikTok creators that actually have like a huge following, and it's like I'm creating all these connections for myself. And with how I use Twitter as my platform to try and get myself out there, it's like I'm actually connecting with people.
Yeah, branching out, networking.
Yeah, but
All
like,
right.
no, going back to the like that topic, like in terms of
Fuck that bitch, by the way.
no, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. That was so shallow. Oh my, Joe, bro, she didn't have to say that too. Like if I don't know, like those types of people. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't. Damn.
All right, let's not get stuck with this. Next question.
What's the next question?
Next question. What is all with these? I should really stop asking people. I should really specify not to ask relationships questions. Actually, no. Let's just leave it. I don't want to limit our viewers.
That's true.
Top 5 qualities for a partner. Like, what do you guys look for?
Top 5.
Top 5.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, bro.
Dude,
top
I
5
think-
is a lot.
well,
That's a
think
lot
three is
too.
good. Oh,
Okay,
alright.
top.
I
Okay,
only asked for 2.
okay. Top 3. Top 3.
Well-
Top 3. Top 3.
If we can think of 5, go for 5. But let's, yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay,
whatever comes up in your head.
Top
Okay,
qualities. Top
let's-
qualities. Top qualities.
Top
Did you go
qualities.
first?
Yeah.
Did you go first?
Not me.
You're the one who asked the question.
You guys are single, so.
Oh, then it should be easy for you then, cause
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're dating someone with a
Okay.
quality.
Okay. How many should I name? Hardworking.
Five. Yeah.
Hard.
Five.
Yeah. So hardworking, future focused, career focused, ambitious, and loyal.
Wait, that was 5.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say the exact ones,
Really?
cause my girlfriend is like hella dedicated to everything.
Yeah, dude. My girlfriend is
I
she's
just
very
love it.
grounded in her work because she's a computer science like graduate, and she's, oh my goodness, like her work ethic. Oh my god, she makes me look like a piece of shit. I shouldn't be saying that. She's gonna get mad at me if she hears this because she listens to the podcast. But like, bro, like she makes my work ethic look like shit, and I'm just like, in a sense I do look up to her. That's why I find her like as an inspiration to work harder. So like, yeah, I've always wanted that because in my past experience when dating like other people, like, bro, like half the time I would always ask, oh, so what are your plans for the future? Like what do you see in the future, right? Like, what do you want to do? Because like I already finished college. I already have like kind of a set plan for what I want to do, right? And so what I wanted for my what I wanted in a partner is like, you know, I want them to know what they want to do, what their backup plan is if it doesn't work out and all that, and like how they're gonna do that, right? And half the time I would get, you know, like, you know, when you ask someone like, hey, what do you see us as? And half the time they would be like, oh, I don't know, we'll see. Let's just go with the flow. I hate when people say let's just go with the flow because it's just like you're kind of aimlessly going somewhere where you don't know where
You're
it's
free
gonna lead.
flowing. You
Yeah.
don't have a path. You don't have a.
You don't have a set path. Yeah, you don't have like a solid path where you know what you want to do, where you want to go. that's why that's one of the reasons why I fell for my girl. I guess that's why those are the 5 top qualities I look for in a partner, which is what I have now. So
I feel like for me, like my girlfriend, she has a set path, and from just living and whatnot, I guess I never really had a set goal for myself, so I was never confident in anything that I wanted to do. So let's say videography, like make films, I was never confident in it, but kind of like dating my girlfriend and like listening to like what the things that she wants, and like she's going full-time school right now, but she's actually looking for another like a new job again, just because like she misses making the money and everything, and she wants to open up like her own bakery and stuff, and it like kind of motivates me to like want to go out, buy a camera, and just start making films. And I gave up on it because it's like a really hard career path.
yeah.
But I know like if I put my mind to it, like the way she puts her mind into things, I feel like I can do it.
Yeah, like for like I kind of do resonate with that because for the past several months I have been stagnant with like my music, and I've only been putting out covers. And at one point my girlfriend was just asking me like, "Oh, I noticed you don't really touch your music equipment or even like try to put up new originals." And I'm like yeah, I don't know, I just haven't been like enjoying. I guess I did kind of lose interest in that one thing. And she just pushed me in a way where she made me realize how much opportunities I have, how much opportunities I can make, and she just reminded me on how important it was to me. So yeah, dude, Mason, like it's good that like to have a partner that pushes you to pursue your interests and ambitions. So yeah, like it's a I guess that's one of the other qualities that I look for. Yeah,
like Friday night. So you know me, all right? I'm like the huge, like biggest fucking car person and whatnot. And like Friday night, I was just hella sad all of a sudden. I'm like, damn, I kind of want to give up on this car shit because it's too fucking expensive. And like she gave me like the dirtiest look. She was like, bro, what? Coming from you?
I'm sad now.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, it's just a lot of money.
it is a lot of money.
I want one of those.
dude. Yo,
That
Mason.
supports me in my car.
No, but the thing is, like, she's like not into cars, but I'm slowly getting her into cars because I guess like the typical like get your girlfriend into cars shit is, oh look, it's a Miata, right? It's cute, right? And like, she fucking recently got me this shit. It's fucking Miata that I have to build. And I'm like, damn.
That's pretty cool.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
Dude, bro.
We're not relatable.
Yo, honestly, like my girlfriend did kind of the same I guess lecture in a sense where she was like, bro, really? Like, because I told her that, oh, I don't have much to connect with because I haven't networked in so long. And over the past several like months, or at least the years that we were together, I told her how many people I've met that do music, especially like if it's even over Discord or even like through like just on the street or whatever. And she I told her like I don't think I'm going anywhere, but I know these people. At one point she was just like, babe, you know all these people. Why the hell aren't you using your connections? Like, you have so many opportunities right there. Why aren't you using them? And I was dumb. I was stumbled. I'm like, oh shit, oh my god. I felt so called out. And I'm like, okay. So then I guess that's when I started like kind of I guess I started rolling the ball again. So damn, I couldn't be more grateful, to be honest. But so Joe, I'm sorry again.
No way, I'm calling this Instagram. I'm like,
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're really sorry.
We're sorry, bro.
Oh, also, with the connections thing, and the girl that I used to talk to, that I fucking hate with my guts, fuck you, okay? Bro, I'm like in there. I'm like, I don't want to flex this, but I have to because he's like my favorite rapper. But I'm friends with Xavier Wolf now, and it's fucking amazing.
Holy wait, what?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I joined his Twitch stream one night. Actually, one fucking morning because I didn't sleep the whole night. It was like 8 in the morning. He was playing Assetto Corsa, and I was just telling him like, "Yo, you should download this. You should download that. I think you'll like it. You'll like how the car feels and whatnot." And he was like, "Yo, Viz," and that's like kind of short for my Twitch name or just my IGN or what I go by. He was like, "Yo, Viz, what's your Discord and shit?" And like, I was in shock, bro. I had the clip and everything, and I was like, "Bro, this shit is not real."
Am I dreaming?
And then
That's cool, though.
I actually hopped into a call with him and his boy, and then hopped in the Assetto Corsa Drift server with him, and bro, it was amazing.
No, that's fucking dope. That's lit.
Yeah, that's freaking
That's
lit,
dope.
bro. What the heck?
That's dope. What?
Damn,
It's only a
Mason.
few, bro. You just
My
living
girl-
now, huh?
My girlfriend came in, and I was like, I'm in there.
I'm in there.
Anyways,
Get out. I'm playing the game.
I was like, "Yo, go away, go away! It's Xavier Wolf."
oh my god.
That
Okay,
shit was amazing.
bro, that's freaking dope. Okay, Cecil, Joe, what are your top 5, or at least like top qualities in the partner?
Joe can go first.
Oh my god, Cecil!
No.
Oh,
Cecil, don't do that to Joe. Joe, you're fine. Cecil, you go first.
it doesn't
I
have
want
to be
someone
5.
Okay, so ambitious. Is it ambitious and outgoing the same thing for the most part?
It's okay.
Okay.
Just about.
I basically said the same shit as Cecil.
Um,
Not fucking Cecil, Neji.
I want someone who has a creative mind, like a really creative
Oh my
mind.
god.
Does someone who doesn't dress like shit count as a quality?
Okay, so like their attire wise.
Yeah, their style. Their stylish. Does that one count?
Oh, well, I guess we'll count it for you.
Oh wait,
We'll count it.
Joe, wait, no. This kind of remind. I'm gonna save it later. Hold on.
Well, I'd be honest.
Cecil, we'll count it just because we know like you have a good fashion sense,
Yeah.
and that's what you look for in a partner. Like if they have good style. So
Yeah.
I mean, I will give it a pass. I don't know about like Neji or Joe.
I don't at all. I can recall all the way back to like when Chris.
Hold on. Keep going.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. I can recall to when Joe and Chris showed up on the podcast, and Chris mentioned when Cecil started liking her.
I did. Yes, I
Yeah.
said I like style. Yes.
Yeah, and then
Wait.
you were like, oh,
I know.
Yeah, it's female Chris from Canada.
yeah. Mason, you were there.
You were there.
I completely forgot.
Okay, but
Where
like,
did he go?
he just walked out.
Oh,
But that's such a big deal for me though. That's such a big deal.
No, it just brought me back to that because like I remember you told her like, oh yeah, so because Chris was like, oh yeah, he asked me if he could just tell me how to dress, and in my head I'm like, wait, isn't there like a rule where like guys aren't supposed to do that, like
But
in a sense?
yes, but it's a little. I'm not saying it's different for me, but that's just how.
Okay,
And this is why
Yeah.
I give Cecil a pass. Also,
Yeah.
I was laughing because I had no idea.
Oh my god.
okay. What
I'm
else,
sorry.
Cecil? What else?
Quality wise,
Mhm.
got stuck on that. I know there's at least one more. I just don't know how to piece it together.
Never mind.
Is sociable the same thing as outgoing?
Yeah, I would say so.
Damn. I got nothing for now, in all honesty.
That's
but
fine. That's fine.
I was gonna say something, but never mind.
what?
Closer to you.
Damn. Damn.
What are you guys talking about?
You're so dumb.
Neji, are you?
Wait.
You're so dumb.
Oh my god, Neji.
Hey,
Wait.
That literally flew over your head and it pissed me off.
ever since
Wait.
Even Cecil got it.
yeah, ever since that whole relation, whatever, I did like talk to people. I find that are local. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Sorry. It just hit me right now.
I know. We all had that moment where we fell for someone that was like from far away. You can't even deny that. Well, okay, Neji, you're a side note. But,
Yeah.
But Mason, you can't deny it.
That went over my head. Oh my god.
So past his head just is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, Neji.
I brain farted. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh my.
Ooh, wait. I got one.
Why are you raising your hand again?
That's funny.
One of them is, for example, if let's say I'm with like another Filipino girl or like
Okay.
a Filipina, I want them to be in touch with their culture.
Okay.
Like whatever ethnic background they are,
And he needed help with some other stuff.
It's fine.
I want them to be really in touch with their actual like background, like their culture, where they came from. I want them to be in touch with that.
Okay.
Solid man.
Solid man. Okay, Joe,
How many
you're,
did you give?
Joe was here for that part, the dressing part. I forgot about that.
Yeah. How many did you give?
I
He
think five.
gave 4, and then I gave him 1, and then he gave 5.
yeah.
But you
The
explained
one-
in each everyone, huh?
So outgoing, ambitious, fashionable, style, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Near me, and in touch with their culture.
It sounds like an application. Like this is gonna be out there and be like,
Oh my god.
crazy ad type stuff.
Oh
okay.
man. All right, Joel, your turn. What are your?
Hold on, wait, he said this was an application.
It sounds like an application.
Oh, it sounds like a profile.
Did
It sounds
Jordan
like a
make this
fucking
like an
Tinder
application for ourselves?
profile.
It sounds like you're just listing out what you want. on
Okay, if
Hinge.
we're doing that, all right. If I go out,
We're different because we're single. No offense, Joe, but it's different for us.
It's okay. It's okay.
Trying to reach out.
if we're trying to reach out like that, all right. It's
Yeah,
gonna be like, all right, hey guys, the name's Joe. You know, I'm in Texas, by the way. I'm in a car. If you like
Hold on,
cars,
I
then
didn't
yeah.
get to do that. I didn't get to do that part.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Top 5, let's say I would say is if you can at least give reassurance. You know, I like reassurance, right?
I can't
Straightforward. I like straightforward people. If
Mm.
you don't like something, tell me what you don't like.
I'm sensitive.
Creative as wise, like creative as well. My bad, as wise. As well. I like people that are creative, especially when it comes to boring stuff. It's like we need to find something to do. Like we can think of something or, you know, do that. So I said reassuring, straightforward, and ambitious, creative, and just I don't know. I think the last one is just like for fun shit. Just
So like,
don't be boring. Just
adventurous,
like to explore.
Outgoing.
Yeah, no, outgoing.
outgoing, adventurous kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the last one would just be like outgoing, adventurous. Like
Okay.
be down to like if I go to this, even if this is not your scene, that I'd love to like even bring you out there, even though I know that it's not your scene. I'd like to see that you're interested and at least try to learn, even though I know that you're probably not into that stuff. You know.
Show interest. basically.
Show interest. Thank you very much. There you go. There's a
Nice.
quick one. You can know more about me if you go on my social media and everything else.
I'll plug his Instagram if anyone is single and wants to hit him up. Guys or girls, doesn't matter.
Texas.
Texas?
Hey, I don't.
Me, Neji.
Yeah, I'll plug his socials and Cecil's socials. They're both single. You can hit them up. And I'm
not 25.
single. I'm not single. I just want followers.
and I'll plug his Twitch and Instagram as well.
And Twitter.
And Twitter. So
No, I'm not.
all right, next question. Do you guys want the explicit one now?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Are you guys ready for this? We're past the 30-second mark. We're going to be explicit as much as we want.
I mean, 30-minute mark?
No, 30
30
seconds.
second was
30
long gone.
No, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying.
Wait, why did your door open by itself?
Oh,
Oh, don't do that, man. I'm home alone. Don't do that.
we have a cat. We have a cat.
I saw
Okay.
the door like just open. I was like,
It does that sometimes. Low-key, that shit creepy as fuck.
Okay. So this is from the same coworker, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob.
Yeah.
these have questions, huh? Nice.
Yeah. All right. Shit. I'm trying not to. I'm okay. I'm gonna try not to laugh. How do you conduct yourself when your dick gets stuck in your girl's braces while she's giving you head?
First off, if she has braces, she's probably underage.
Cecil, do you have
for that one? He drank for that one.
She's probably underage, which is the issue.
No, you can be a fucking grown ass woman with braces.
How
Don't
common,
discriminate.
is that, though? How common is that, though?
Actually, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like,
But
Wait,
hypothetically speaking, if you were
I don't even want to answer that.
hypothetically speaking, how would you conduct yourself?
What do you mean? Like, how would you deal with it?
Yeah, how would you deal with it? How would you get out of that situation?
If your foreskin gets
like
stuck in
if
her
it's
braces.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say pubes. You said foreskin. That's crazy.
She.
oh my god.
You say if it's pubes, you just...
How does it get?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Just put yourself in the situation, you know.
Is there another question?
I think this was a bad idea to ask the question, unless you guys have an answer.
It's a great middle piece, but we
I
just don't know.
contemplate about life. I really contemplate about life. If that shit ever happens, I contemplate. I'm gonna tell myself why did I even go in here in the first place.
I called 911.
I think at that
911
point
was
you
emergency.
just break,
And have the cops
braces, bro.
and have the paramedics laugh at you.
Yeah, imagine calling 911. Like 911, what's your emergency? I need help. My private is stuck in my girl's braces.
First thing they ask is how old is she? That's what they're gonna ask. Like, how
See,
old is
listen, I would be too embarrassed to do that. I just try and break off her braces.
she? That's
All you.
Oh,
No. No.
oh, Mason.
Not like pull that shit out her mouth. Like, so
you're gonna tear
when
your.
you have when you have braces, they actually have like these metal bars that go around. It's not connected to your teeth, but it's connected to like each individual
Oh, I
thing.
know what you're talking about.
So you just take that off.
Oh,
But what if they don't have that and it's just literally just like the stuff that's right?
My shit hurt. Ah!
Oh,
I don't know how to answer
yeah,
that question. I don't think.
I don't have an answer at all, to be honest.
I like how Cecil just took a pause to play some Metal Gear.
Sorry.
We're not sponsored by Kojima.
Cecil, you're playing a really good one too.
Yeah. Literally, I got all these games for like what, $50?
Damn.
Okay.
Here I am emulating all of them on my PC.
Oh yeah, emulations.
Dude, these are like
Big thing.
cheap, like Tomb Raider, $4.
What next question?
Next
That
question.
one-
Next question.
That question was so unnecessary. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Jacob.
Sorry, Jacob.
Jacob's
Sorry.
up
We don't have a genuine answer for that one.
How you think of that type of
Wait,
question?
no, I was gonna ask how do you come up with that? What type of scenario?
Yeah.
I don't know. He came.
We're
Jacob
not
came.
in the Belle
Bro,
Delphine area. No
he
more.
came up to me and he was like, "Oh, I got a question for your podcast." And he tells me that. I'm just like, Are you sure you want to ask that?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'll pitch to the guys." And I remember like on episode 10, I told Cecil before we recorded. I don't know if Cecil remembers. I was like, "Yo, so this is one of the questions." He's like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." So then I told him. Then he asked me again, and I'm like, "Okay." So I decided to try this. So kind of glad we got that out of the way, to be honest. All right. This is another. Oh God, this is another relationship question. This comes from Isaac again.
Oh God, Isaac.
Do guys or girls? Okay, who suffers more from heartbreak, guys or girls?
It depends. I don't think
Really
there's.
depends.
Okay.
It
Generally,
really
I don't
depends.
think it's gender based at all. At all.
Or does it? Okay. So, how do people? I don't know how to rephrase this. How do people cope with the heartbreak? Like, what do you guys think is the most toxic or the most healthiest?
How about you ask each of us how we have dealt with heartbreaks?
Oh, okay. Let's go with Cecil.
Damn.
Um,
How
Should
about you? Hmm?
How about you, huh, Mr. Metal Gear Solid, huh?
to be honest, let's do a breakdown. So, like the first 2 weeks or month of a breakup, it's usually the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got dumped, so all of us are getting dumped in this situation, right? Um, Usually the first month is painful and still goes on, but
Mm-hmm.
after that, I realize I just kind of have to like start hanging. Like I try to surround myself around with friends. I don't really,
Distract yourself.
huh?
Like distract yourself.
Yeah, distracting myself with like other people, not like hoeing around and but just hang out with friends. Another thing I also did was I started being more in touch with my family, like talking to them more.
Oh yeah.
So same category. But usually a heartbreak for me lasts about like 2 years. Sometimes that's the most. That's the longest for me.
Damn.
Like to recover from a breakup.
Yeah, to fully recover and to put myself in a relationship, it like the longest is 2 years.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's a fair timeline. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I ended up dating people while I was still hurting, which sucked. I thought like I could be in another relationship, but I was still hurting from the past one.
Oh, so you kind of had like a false kind
Get
of
that.
false recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
But-
sometimes people do that because they need help to grow themselves. You know what I mean? I've
it's
dealt with
kind-
some of those people as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a coping method, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you're hurt, and then you try to move on, but it's also like with the new relationship, you learn to grow as a person,
Mhm.
and I guess to figure out like, I mean, if you're still dating that new person, it's like kind of finding out what's actually best for you.
Yeah. Yeah, just distracting yourself is like one of the biggest things that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still kind of dealing with like my baloney right now, like still. But distraction, keep yourself busy is one of the best ways to keep
You
your mind off the whole situation. It's not like fixing it, but it makes it easier on yourself in a way.
you also gotta be careful. Like, let's say you're still hurting yet you date somebody else. You have to be really careful because if you're still hurting,
Mm.
it's gonna be,
It's a
like
thing.
it's kind of yeah, and it's kind of like a passive way of hurting your new significant other. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
you could be dating them, you could be happy sometimes because happiness is just an emotion.
Mhm.
Every human feels it. But it's
Yeah.
like you could be happy one moment, then the next moment you're sad as shit, and then they ask what's wrong. Maybe you tell them, maybe you don't. It's gonna bother them in the long run because let's say like you gotta like who your relationship 3 months out of it, you date somebody else.
Yeah.
In the long run, it's gonna hurt them. I mean, it'll hurt you too, but it's mostly gonna hurt them just because it's like you yourself as a person isn't ready to move on. Like I guess going from Cecil to me,
Yeah.
I dated a girl that lived in Alberta, Canada. So that's like me flying from the East Coast, North Carolina, all the way over there, and that was like the farthest I've traveled. I think we dated almost not 2 years. Actually, I think almost 2 years. That shit sucked, like tremendously. For months, I was just sad. I couldn't do shit, and then I guess I kind of started bettering myself, and I'm like, I'm still learning till this day, even with my current girlfriend. I'm, I guess, learning what to do better, what to like, I guess, focus on. But going from long distance relationship that I was able to make happen physically by going there, I think like 3 times. To like now, damn, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Okay. It sucks knowing like you had a really long relationship and it's just gone in the gutter. But it just helps you progress as a person.
Yeah.
I'll just cut it there because, damn,
Yeah.
I drank that soju too fast. I haven't drank in a while.
Bro,
to
you
be
were
honest, too.
chugging that too. Dude. That was a bit. In my experience, like what Cecil said, like one of the best coping mechanisms is to surround yourself with friends and family, and usually like do what you usually enjoy doing, on your free time,
Ooh,
right?
hobbies.
Yeah,
Hobbies
go.
is really good.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I guess one of the biggest struggles I had handling a breakup, because like usually, for me, same as Cecil, I usually surround myself with friends, go out with friends, movies, whatever. Go over to the boys' house to like play COD or whatever I used to do.
He said land party.
Hmm?
He said land party.
Yeah. I think the toughest breakup was like in 2020, and I'm not gonna get into too much detail. I think I already covered that in the last episodes, like which was a while ago. I couldn't really do much of what I usually did because it was like the start of lockdown and quarantine. I guess the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I couldn't. I was stuck in my room, so I was in no reach of my usual coping mechanisms. Like the most I could do was, I guess before going on Discord became a thing, was there's Zoom, there's FaceTime, but like all my friends were kind of busy, so I couldn't really do anything. And the fact that I was out of reach of all those things, it made it so much harder for me to cope with the breakup. And I feel like if it were to happen, like if that happened, let's say 2 years ago, or like I say a year ago or something like that, in recent times, I think it would have been a lot better since things opened up. But I still would have had difficulty because obviously, LDR or not, I think it would have taken me still like I guess a while to heal from the breakup. But if it was in terms of LDR or in real life, I feel like I don't think for me there's no difference in terms of how much I would heal, because like a relationship is a relationship to me, so I think as long as I have those, I guess, support groups, like my family, my friends, my hobbies, I think I would recover I guess more healthily rather than more toxic, because I used to be the type of person that would post like those those Snapchats where you'd be like, oh, you would like take a random like blurry picture and you'd be like, oh, people are fucked up, I don't want to talk about it, don't snap me, and then post it on your story. Yeah, I wouldn't do that literally, but it's like I would kind of like show that I'm not okay, and post it on my story. That was one of my toxic, I guess, traits in terms of like handling my own breakup, or I guess traumatic experience. But other than that, I basically have the same coping mechanisms as Cecil, but if I didn't, I would be fucked. Yeah. I'll cut my answer off there. So, Mr. Ijo.
Oh shit. No, because like so while you guys are saying that and all that stuff, I'm listening to Arthur Neri, like the whole like 21-minute long video, like music, and it's just like kind of mixing in with the emotion and everything y'all say together. Makes me feel sad, makes me feel connected in a way. But in my terms, the way I deal with it is the first thing I do is question myself, not even the other person. It's question myself why I put myself into this, even though I seen this and that while the relationship was happening. I start questioning myself of like, what did I lack? what what wasn't I able to give out or participate in the dating scene or like when we were together type stuff. That I started doing that, questioning and everything else. And then after let's say a day or two, try to question myself. I think one thing I do is I go back and try to talk to them. Like, can we talk it out? Like, I don't want this happening in a bad way, a bad break. I want this, even if it's gonna be a break, I'll accept it, but I want to know the reasoning why you want to do this. Why is this, like, why are we breaking up type stuff? I want to get answers. That's why I like a straightforward person, because sometimes they don't really like, if you question the person after like a breakup or whatever why they broke up with someone, they'll tell you like their first like mind, like the first thing comes to their mind why they broke up, but never really like full on say and explain why they wanted to break up, even if that person had good qualities that they were looking for, that they still ended up breaking up and not being together. Besides talking back to the person, like to my significant other, after that I go into this D&D mode. I would still do my regular social media activities, but less and less. And then some of my friends that know me good enough, they're gonna realize that I haven't been around lately. I haven't been active, so they'll start hitting me up. But I'm on D&D at that time. I want my alone time. Like, I'm not trying to be selfish and like be rude to anyone else. I just don't want to snap on anyone, because I'm still trying to figure out myself and why this happened, the situation happened. So that D&D time usually happens for about maybe a week or two, and then after that week or two, I'll come out of my shell again. Still broken, yes, but I'll come out my shell slowly and start reaching out to people and just checking up on how they're doing. And then if they ever ask of how I'm doing, then I'll spill the tea, explain if they're close enough to me. And then that, as y'all said, hanging out with people, distracting myself. Since I like cars, I go out for a drive. That's my thing. Going out for a drive, really cruising, and then just really calming.
Yes, sir.
And then I just do that, and then that usually lasts about, if I can't fix anything, it'll last about like a month or two. But even if it's that month or two is already done, and let's say I'm trying to go back into a dating scenario, I'd still low-key stop myself. Even if I see so much potential in the other person, the next person, and they're doing better than my last one, I still stop myself, because now I am reminiscing about the past of, okay, this person has the same qualities as the last one. Now, why is this working and why wasn't the last one working?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why couldn't she be like this? But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, people are different in their own ways, and as much as you want them to be something like ideal for you, you can't really change that. You just gotta accept the fact that everyone else is different. They have their own beliefs, and at the end of the day, they're their own person, and they have their own choices. No matter what we do, what we say, we can't change that. I think I'll cut mine off of that one.
That's a very, very, that kind of hit home too.
All right.
That hit home.
This type of talks are my go-to type of talks. Anything, especially when I'm drunk. Or
honestly,
usually when I'm drunk, I'm like more of a logical Joe to talk to. Like, I'll bring out everything and ask a lot of questions and come back to it and actually like explain myself and why I chose the reasoning and why I said things the way I said it.
Yeah, no, it hit me because like when you said like I think after you, because for me, like, obviously during the breakup, I'm pretty sure all of you would feel like some sort of, I guess, panic in a sense. Like, it's kind of
like,
hitting
oh shit, I fucked up. Like some
that, and like oh shit, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like I guess after the emotions kind of settle, maybe after a day, maybe after two, depends on the person. I just feel like, like I as well start to like question, like, oh, where did I go wrong? What could I have done? Yeah, what could I have done better? Like, and if that person gives you a second chance, like I guess that's when I try to make sure, like, I keep myself in check, making sure that, okay, this is what triggers this person. This is what they don't like about what I did before.
Let me be more careful with my decisions.
Yeah,
and actions.
basically, like now, like it's kind of showing like, oh, now you know how that impacts a person, or like
Yeah,
now
it's like
you know.
you're on your last strike. Type
Yeah,
of thing.
basically, yeah, and
Excuse me.
that's the biggest thing for me too. That's why I said like, that hit that hit home a bit too much, but it's it's the truth. It's like it's how things go sometimes, and like I guess I'm still in that sentence where in that kind of frame where, especially what Mason said, where like I'm still learning, and like it's never bad to it's never bad to not learn, because obviously you're never gonna stop learning. There's no point in life, whether in relationships or just life in general, where you don't stop learning.
Yeah, you learn new
Right.
things every day, even
Yeah.
if it's a simple thing.
Yeah, and like yeah, there are times where I'm stubborn, and I get a bit too comfortable with it, and then things go kind of sideways. I kind of take my eye off the ball, and it just shit hits the fan. But yeah, yeah, that was a
Low-key, the way Joe was like talking about it, it reminds me of when I lived in Maryland and I had like these two best friends.
Mhm.
Obviously, I have way more best friends, but I'm pointing out these two. Like, we would hang out all the fucking time, and then like when it comes to like nighttime, and we're dropping one of them off, we kind of just sit in the car and just have like these type of talks that we're having right now, and it kind of reminds me of that, and it hit me pretty hard.
Yeah, like these types of talks are
Thank you, Joe.
these types of talks are like the types of convos I would have, like in an empty parking lot near a McDonald's or something.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, like damn, like I actually do miss those
Those
talks.
conversations.
Yeah, and like I think if we were all to meet up one day, like I feel like a parking lot podcast episode would be pretty dope.
A deep talk part.
Yeah,
That'd be something else.
parking
One
lot
of us
episode.
might end up crying.
Oh man, it ends up being like a 2 hour like parking lot session too. Damn.
We'll see the sunrise.
Yeah, at that point, like, guys, look at
Damn.
this.
Like,
Yeah.
Sigh about life and stuff.
I feel like I'd be the first one to cry just because I'm still thinking about like the nightly talks that I have with my friends, and I remember like the first time we had a nightly talk, I was the first one to cry. And
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't-
and
you
I
just
mean
let
like,
out,
and
man.
and they were like the boys too, so like they were actually like comforting me too. I was like, damn, that shit hit.
That's when you know you have good friends. If
Yeah.
anyone else is down to have that talk, that type of talk, or even tell you straightforward and like to your face what's wrong and what you're doing wrong, and you do better as an opinion.
Mm.
That's when you find out like who you're actually like close with and who's being fake to you at that type of moment. You know?
Yeah, it's just hard because like some people are really good at faking like their genuinity towards you, especially like that's why like when it comes to people telling me like, oh yo, I'm always here for you, or you can always talk to me, I'm always like a call away, I genuinely accept that that offer of them being there for me. But at the same time, I'm like I'm careful, I'm kind of like wary of who I specifically confide in,
Yeah, because sometimes like yeah they would say that, but then for me
Yeah.
wise I go into thinking like, all right, they gave me an offer
Mhm.
and I'll take it, right? But at the same time it's like I don't want to burden another person with my problems, even if they want to help. As much as selfish as I am with that type of emotion, like I don't really mind showing emotion, right? And just letting it out there, explaining myself. I just don't want to have another person burden my feelings and intentions, and now have them think this way. And like sometimes 'cause people's perspective changes depending on like how person opens up and the information they get from that. Sometimes they take it another way or like
Mhm.
and another idea type of deal. So, but there's still some people I do go to, and they call me as well. And usually I am the way I talk right now, the way I explain things. That's why I am like honestly, I think like the center or glue part of my group
Mhm.
is that they come to me anytime, anywhere. And if I'm not busy, I'll answer. If I'm busy, I'll answer. But I'll still say like, "Yo, I'm busy. I'm outside." Or
Like
talk to them, get back.
you'll always get back to them, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, always got to. Because I've had incidences where I missed out on helping someone out, and that cost me a friend. So now it's just like I have to be there somehow. Even if I can't be there physically, at least emotionally and from afar support. I want to be there for a person. Even it's just to not say my word and to just let's say sit on a call and I'm just there listening. I'll let you do your own thing. Even if you don't want to hear anything from me at that time,
Yeah.
I'll still bother you and it's like, all right, let me call you. Let me call me and I'll sit there and just listen. You can vent out. I don't have to say anything. I'll go on mute. You just need someone to be there for you, and I'll be that person.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything happening else to another person. Because sometimes when people go through like deep stuff, even heartbreaks for the most part, they start thinking about a lot of dangerous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm wrong, blah blah. I don't think I'm fit. And it's like I want to end it, blah blah. I'm just like, no, calm down. And right now, you're not thinking right. You're not thinking straight. This is coming straight from your heart as it is, and not your mind. You don't want to do this. This is what you want to feel like you want to do, but in reality, you don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be like that too, where like something would bother me so much, or like I'm hurting really bad, and it's like, oh, the way I can get out of this is just harming myself or just basically taking my own life. But I don't know what happened, but I guess I was talking to one of my good friends, and now like I'm like a therapist because
Yeah.
I give my own experiences, and then I kind of try and help them like turn that around because
Like if you want to be a good
I
friend, right? I feel like if you want to be a
yeah
good friend to someone, you don't want anything bad happening to them. So you try as much as possible to turn them around and warn them beforehand before anything gets worse, right?
Yeah.
yeah
But as I said earlier, at the same time, it's like all as much as we can do, as much as we can say, it's an opinion. It depends on them if they want to take it one ear out the other or take it in, take notes from it, and actually learn from it.
Yeah.
So I learned that I learned that that's like an actual moment for me. I learned that from people. I told them everything. Oh, this dude's doing you wrong. This girl's doing you. Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'll do this. But at the end of the day, like they still ended up going with their decision and getting hurt at the end. As much as like I want to tell them like, oh, I told you so. I warned you. Can't really do anything because that's their own decision, right? Respect them. If you respect them so much, let them be. You did your part of helping them out and telling them what to do and your opinion,
Mhm.
and that's you respecting them.
Yeah, and after that,
And a big thing is staying there after that.
yeah, and after that is like it's up to them if they want to take up that advice or not, or to even listen to it or
Yeah.
put it in action.
That's a really like big thing that
Yeah.
people gotta like learn nowadays.
And-
This
and-
generation, kids wise, they gotta learn that they can't change anyone by the way they speak. No matter how much shit you talk down to them or how high you talk to them, nothing will change. At the end of the day, it's their perspective of life and the way they want to do things. You just gotta respect it.
Yeah.
It's either you get away from their life, like you get away from their circle, because you don't like how they're like kind of like not listening to you, or you stay for them and watch how they grow and see if they actually like listen to you at the end. This podcast became a very deep talk instead of
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
That's-
dude.
God.
I was expecting this. Like my initial expectation was just like this was gonna be like a very light podcast. It just turned to like a very damn.
Trust me, you
Like,
give me
bro,
like questions, I am gonna give you
like,
every single answer
alright.
I can ever think
I'm
of.
gonna be honest. When we were talking about like, I guess when Joe brought up like the harming yourself, I was gonna bring up like what I almost did to myself, and I almost broke down. I'm not gonna lie,
Dude, Mason.
but like that's why I take my experience and like just help anybody to like kind of not be in that mindset like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
hey, look at you now, bro. You're here. You're strong. You passed that. You went through a
Look at
fucking
me
hill,
now.
right? Like you're going downhill. Now you went back up.
Again, fuck that bitch. I'm kidding.
All right, you chilling, dog. You're here. You're
Nah, but
like
for real,
strong
I'm
as well.
here.
And
No,
you like
honestly-
what you're doing.
Bro, we're glad that you're here, Mason.
Yeah.
We're honestly glad.
Let me grab a drink before the next question.
All right, Joe. This is gonna be the final question. We have like 10, 15 minutes.
All right.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna go drink
Right.
real quick.
No, but damn.
Give us the heads up what the question is.
Yeah, so the last question, I'll say it again when Joe gets back, is how do you feel about? Is this? Wait, I need to make sure if this is an anonymous or. Oh, it's an anonymous. Oh, Joe's back. Okay. All right, Joe. Final question. Final question of the episode. How do you feel about men being told it's okay? It's not okay for them to cry, or express any feelings.
What
Just
that shit?
or to be like or to be like, oh, be a man kind of thing. Be a man, don't cry. Like basically being told to suppress your feelings just because you're supposed to be the masculine macho kind of
You're
tough
supposed
guy.
to be the
See,
pillar.
Yeah.
See, now I hate when people say that because it's like anybody has the right to emotions. Anybody is allowed to cry. You can't even men.
Yeah, regardless of
when-
gender. Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of gender, it's like you can't stop somebody from suppressing their feelings. Like
Yeah.
it's unnatural.
Okay, as much as you want to say
Anybody
that,
can cry.
True.
what we learned nowadays about, okay, let's put in input social media wise and everything else, what they're inputting about how men and women should act. We're all human beings at the end of the day.
Yes.
But this society, this is how it is that male audiences are supposed to be the stronghold of everyone else and supposed to be there to support the female side or anyone else because you're a man,
Yeah.
so you're not supposed to show any emotions, right? But are you even human at the end of the day if you don't show any emotions? That's
Appa-
like one thing.
Apparently not, according to the society. Apparently not, because if you do, then you're sensitive, vulnerable, and you're weak, quote unquote
Okay, but-
weak, right?
Yeah, that right there is because of how today's society is and how social media portrays us as the male, how we should act.
Mm-hmm.
But we are our own. I'm gonna say this again. We are our own person, and we want to do what we want to do. If we want to cry, let's cry it out. And if you don't like that, then get out. Like, don't be here. Like, don't be here for us. Like, we have our own feelings too. That's my take of it. It's like very plain and simple, but I strongly believe in that. Anyone, even male, even if you're the buffest, angriest, or like scariest dude, you can still cry. It's showing emotions, showing that
Yeah.
you're still human in the inside. You have a heart.
I'm only like thinking about this very hard. Mason, are you gonna say something or?
So I was gonna bring up example of, you guys know who Terry Crews is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man got really emotional talking about like his father's relationship with his mom, and he almost cried. Of course, I think he actually cried. I'm not too sure, but like he was showing genuine emotions, and it's like, again, what Joe said, we're all human.
Mm.
Like that's literally it.
No
If
one
you
has
say,
the
like,
right
a
to tell
man-
you what you
Yeah.
can and cannot do.
And like, if anybody just says a man shouldn't cry, it's just complete utter bullshit.
And if a female side finds that a weak deal, if a man cries in front of them,
Mm.
then
That's a.
they're not even a good person.
Mm-mm.
That-
The
they're
only
not-
the only male that shouldn't cry is Andrew Tate, because he's just top G.
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
I'm kidding.
Oh my god. No.
I don't follow in his movement whatsoever.
No. But regarding to this topic, like what Joe is saying, like you're if you don't show emotion, you're not. If you don't express any sort of like state of sadness or whatever, or anxiousness or anything that this society stigmatizes against men, then you're not, like, how are we supposed to be identified as human beings if we're being suppressive of our emotions, right? And one thing I'm gonna bring up is like when, like, several years ago, like I'm gonna say, like, I'm not gonna name drop, but like a certain blood related person to me, I remember I was crying about something like I think it had to do something with some sort of like college application or something, or I think it was like a hard semester, and I was crying so hard, and it was just hard because I was overwhelmed with like all the pressures that my family was putting me through, and they just pulled me aside, and then they were just telling me on what they went through, and obviously, like, our generation goes through different hardships rather than hardships than our you know, parents or relatives or anything, or like, you know, uncles, aunts. They're a different generation. They went through different stuff. We go through different stuff, right? But I just feel like, because when they pulled me aside, they said to me, "You don't have a right to cry. You don't have a right to cry. You didn't go through the shit that I went through. You don't have the right to cry." And I cried even harder because I'm like, no, like, in my head I'm like, fuck you. This is how I feel. Like, you can't just tell me to not cry. Like, shit's hard for me right now. Don't you ever tell me that it's not hard for me just because you went through different shit.
Oh, that's what I say every time. Even people like to come up to me like, "Oh, my parents are doing this," because I always tell them, it's like, yeah, somewhat right that they lived through that shit, but at the same time, it's a new generation and new everything. Everything hits a little different.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of the same way when people like they hurt you emotionally, and then like when you tell them that like, "Oh yeah, you hurt me," and then they go, "I didn't hurt you." The fuck, no, bro. You can't tell me if you can't. You can't tell me that. You cannot. You simply can't tell me that you didn't hurt me. You know, like if
Let me clear myself out real quick.
Yeah.
For viewers wise, whoever watches, right? When I say that to become a human, right? To be called to be a human, that you're able to show emotion. I get it. I'm not excluding the people that are like have a disability of being numb and can't really show emotions, right? I just want to put it out there that I know that they have their disorders where they can't really show emotions, where they're actually physically numb and emotionally numb to the point like they can't show any emotions whatsoever or feel type of emotions. Yes, we are all human beings, but for the most part, people who don't have that, if you cry, go ahead, cry your eyes out. It's always nice to cry your eyes out with someone else or by yourself. It's always good to cry it out, all out, even if it exhausts you. Because guess what? You cry it out, you go to sleep, you wake up hungry. Now what? You go get some food, go make yourself happy, right? And it's just a whole cycle. Everyone runs through it, man. Everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
And don't ever let anyone else tell you what you can and cannot do. Remember that.
This is TED Talks with Joe Diaz.
Damn.
You can't hear the clap.
Yeah, but we're applauding. Yeah, Joe, that's a very valid and true point, because when I was told like those words stuck to my head, like, you don't have the right to cry, I was like, oh, I'm gonna remember this for years. Bro, but I told myself like, I'm not gonna be that, I'm not gonna be that like legal guardian to like my nephew or nieces, or like, I'm not gonna be that type of father to my my sons and daughters and tell them they don't have the right to cry, because like whatever they feel, I want to understand why they feel that way. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you didn't go through the shit I went through. You have no like, in this house you have no reason to cry.
And we gotta remember, sometimes words do hurt way more, like way worse than
way
physical
worse,
actions.
way worse. And like
when parents say they're disappointed in you, damn.
Oh god.
That shit.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And bro, you just do that walk of shame. You just do that walk of shame to your room. Oh my, dude. Honestly,
That big sigh you do.
yeah. And it's
Right
just
now.
like, bro, my mom said that. I forgot what I did. It was during like high school, but I forgot what I did. I don't know if it had to do something with like, I guess educational wise, but when she told me like, oh, she was like, oh, I just want the best for you. I'm just disappointed. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna cry. Fuck. And I would just like stay in my room and like just rethink my entire like life choices. But, yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna remember those words, because I don't want, let alone like my younger cousins or my future kids to feel that like they can't express their
Or
emotions.
anyone in general.
Yeah, because like sometimes like
You want to invalidate their feelings.
yeah, because at one point I was told that like oh, for example, if it's in a sense of a breakup, like, oh, she's just a girl. Why are you crying over her? Just move on to the next one. But it's not that easy.
Especially when people are emotionally connected and
Yeah.
Emotion gets stuck.
Yeah, it's not.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, because like, in a sense, because obviously, whoever is telling that to us, they might have a different way of moving on or like coping, right? But if I cry about it, let me feel like you're supposed to let that person feel that.
Yeah, just be there for them, and you don't gotta say anything.
Yeah, like don't tell them they don't
So
to not
it's
cry.
very simple once you break the actual like rhythm of everything and how it should go. It's
Yeah.
very simple. Just be there. That's like the very simplest thing you can ever do for a person. Just be there. Accompany them.
Yeah, and in terms and going back to the main topic of like, I guess stigma of like men being told to suppress their like emotions, especially like crying, or just being sad. Like, bro, just we're all human. Like our
Hey,
men.
we all get frustrated in life, man.
Yeah, like, don't-
shit gets hard.
Like, don't invalidate someone's like frustration or sadness just because like it's not as painful as your own. You know,
True.
like if they're sad about that and like you're a bit frustrated that they're not listening to you, then like obviously like what Joe said, just like leave them be, let them vent out or like cry it out, and then let them collect themselves. But like it's just the fact that people tend to always I guess tell us to suppress, like, oh yeah, like be strong, you're a man, you're the man of the family, you're gonna be the head of the family, but then they forget to like try to understand why we're sad, why we feel the way that we do, right? Why we pent up our tears,
Yo,
Cecil,
one
yeah?
off topic thing. Oh yeah, go ahead, Cecil. Go ahead. Before I say my off topic.
The whole crying thing, I kind of had like a rough situation with it. I always like cried to my parents a lot whenever they like scolded me or said they were like disappointed with me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I've realized is that the only reason why I continue even now, like even when I talk to my parents in certain situations, I still cry because it's like back when I was younger, they kind of made it feel like such a bad thing. And like whenever like I tried talking or like they asked me to talk, I just continued to like cry more, but they never just let me breathe. And I think that's the one thing that was just so hard for me. And even I've gotten better with it, but I can't talk to my parents about like serious stuff. And like
neither
even
can I,
with
yeah.
crying, like I struggle really bad with it. But I really just want crying to be like an okay thing, I want people to like realize like it's not a bad thing. It doesn't make us less of a human or whatever. Like we all do it. We all cried at some point. It's not like we never like if someone has never cried in their life, I'd be surprised. Like I would be genuinely surprised. But I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Like whoever we are, wherever we are, whatever age we're at. But I think it's more the consideration of people dealing with people crying is a big thing.
Yeah. Like just to top it off, we have like 3 minutes left, but like just to top it off, yeah, well, like I'm saying all this like like, it's okay to cry, but like when it comes to someone crying beside me, like if it's like a friend that breaks down and like they obviously I comfort them, but when it like just comes out of nowhere, I feel bad enough that I don't know how to like I just are you okay? Like I don't know how to properly like if I should like kind of let them like obviously I'll like pat their back or whatever, but I just don't know what else to say other than just
Here, let me give y'all before we end this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's my tip that I know that works almost 100% because I've tried this on everyone that did this and cried. Is to if they come up to you crying or they cry, and they're just crying everything. First thing you do is just tell them, hey, let it out, cry, have water beside you or anything, let it out, right? So have them keep doing whatever they're doing, keep crying, go ahead, because at that point they're not gonna listen to you, right? They're crying, they have a lot of things going on. What you say is just coming in one ear, come out the other. Then the best thing you can ever do is just stay there and just have them cry it out, because after they cry and after you are there and then they see you and acknowledge that you're still there, and then they'll listen. Then your words can actually hit them a little harder, and will actually sink down.
Yeah, that way like their mind is more collected and calm and collected, right?
Because they're not thinking about anything more. Yes, they're still sniffling, crying, and telling you this stuff. But at that point, after they're done crying hard and they've drank water and then they've calmed down a little bit, at that end, you can say, all right, what's wrong? What's going on?
Yeah,
Let me know
Yeah.
if anything. I think that's one of the best tips I can probably give out to someone if they need to cope someone, right? They need help on how to cope when someone's crying next to
Yeah.
them, or when someone's spilling their eyes out and spilling beans out. I think that's like one of the best things I can give out, tips wise.
Yeah. And before we sign off, if you are a guy who struggles expressing their feelings, feels depressed, and whoever told you to stop crying or like no, it's not okay to cry, bro, just cry. Like, bro, like if you're a friend, if I'm genuinely talking to a friend that thought of taking their own life or consider something like that, like I'd rather have you cry on my shoulder than attend your funeral next week.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's not worth it. Even though you think
Yeah.
it's the best way out, the fastest way out, easiest way out, it's not worth it at the end of the day, because this is a game. This life itself is a game. Remember that.
Yeah.
And taking the easy way out for you, yes, it's gonna be like, oh, yeah, problem's gone, right? But then now you're a whole different shock, emotion, feeling going that actually truly care about you, and now they're sad, depressed, and now they want to do the same thing that you've done. And now at that point that you just end up creating a whole ripple effect and domino effect.
Yeah.
So before you think about that, think twice and see what you can do, and try to calm yourself as much as possible, even by calling the closest person to you or a random person. Even spilling out to a random person helps a lot,
Yeah.
because sometimes people
And-
can spill and explain themselves to a random person rather than a friend, just because this
Yeah.
person's a random person and they're not ever going to see them again.
Yeah.
Coming from personal experience of like trying to take your own life, it's okay to cry. Just let it out. Everything's gonna be okay, and you can talk to anybody. Just
And
taking
there
it
will be
out,
better
like,
days. Remember that. There will be better days.
100%.
Times where it comes around where you become sad, depressed, down.
Like
But
even
there's still
now,
better days.
like I still get sad now and then, but like I try and talk to somebody rather than just think of worse outcomes to like end it all. So just let it out. Talk to somebody that like it could be your best friend, it can be your parents. Just talk to whoever.
Yeah.
In the long run, you'll look back and you'll realize like how helpful it was.
It's really good to reach out. It's really, really good. I'll
Us. They can even reach out to us, whoever's
Yeah.
watching it.
reach out
If
to us.
anything,
Yeah,
yes.
bro. And if you're friends with us, like you can reach out to Joe, me, Cecil, Mason. We'll honestly
Even
these.
if you're a stranger. Well,
Yeah.
I'll talk to a stranger.
I mean, if Neji like I guess links my Discord, like my whole username, feel free to add me. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
totally okay with talking whenever.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll be at work, but like when I'm free.
Neji, if you can put our links out there.
Of course, yes. And
We're
I'll-
always down. Always down.
And I will also include suicide hotlines if anyone wants to reach out. Like, just please do not, guy or girl, please do not be afraid to reach out.
Yep.
If it's
And
you or
if you already
anyone, yeah,
Yeah, if you know anyone in need already, and you just kind of like hesitant if you wanna approach them or not, man, I'd say take courage and go for it. Because what's the worst that can happen? They're not going through it.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the worst. But it's the main intention that counts. It's the thought that counts, that you
Yeah.
are there and you want to be there for them. So take that big step and come on. How about?
I'd like to do a special thank you. I know this was an anonymous submission, but I want to thank the person that submitted this topic. I feel like it had to be addressed somehow. I've always wanted to talk about this topic. I feel like we could also touch upon it again if it does ever come up in future episodes.
It really brings light to the topic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I feel like I could get a bit off of my chest because I'm one of those people that have been through that sort of like roller coaster of like being told to not express my feelings. I've always been told, so I guess not to express anything, and I was kind of forced to pent it up. So it's always okay to cry. It's always okay to express your feelings, and you have your friends, your family. You have us. You guys can reach out to us, like we said.
Thank you for submitting that question. Question hard.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you to that person, and I hope you're okay.
Come on, Cecil.
Bro, we're doing the hard.
Come on, Cecil.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm just gonna do this once. I'm very appreciative for all three of you and to all my friends that have been there for me. I can't name all of you, but I know who you guys are. You know who you guys are, and thank you guys for supporting the podcast. Thank you, Joe, for coming in to discuss these questions with me. Thank you for Mason coming back. Welcome back, Mason, again. And we're gonna see you again, right?
Whenever I'm free, I'll come in.
Oh, I'll be back in like a couple months again.
Oh,
It's a special pop-up
oh
every time.
no.
For
But yeah,
me, just let me know. Hit me up. Anything.
I'm
yeah.
down,
So
man.
we're just to announce we're gonna have one guest appear every few episodes. We don't know how we don't know the consistency.
I feel like it's gonna be every episode. Not gonna lie.
We'll see. We'll see.
Knowing Neji, he's gonna be like, yo, you wanna be on the podcast?
We'll see. I'm testing things out.
Mason's working. We need another one.
We'll see. Because like I'm still testing out the whole.
Listen, all I'm saying is next Saturday, 11 to 7. That's my work.
Okay.
That's my work schedule. So
All right.
after that,
Let's go.
All right. Well, so if you guys want to follow
what,
Mason,
I'll just send my work schedule in the chat.
Okay.
But anyways, go on.
yeah, if you guys want to follow Mason, his Twitch is visual VIZUAL. Is your Twitter the same one?
So the Twitch is VIZUALXVI. Twitter is the same thing. Instagram is mason.viz.
I'll put that in the link below, and Joe, I'll put yours in the links below. Same with Cecil and Cecil's thrift shop. You guys, if you guys are in Seattle,
Or
Support small businesses.
yes,
Go see my boy in Seattle. If you want to look dripped out as fuck, go to Cecil. He will hook your ass up.
I will also ship. Like I'll ship out. to
they're
anyone.
shipping as well. There you go.
international shipping, bro. You know, bro,
I
they,
still got everything from Cecil too.
bro, they even offer same day shipping. Okay, same day delivery.
That's so expensive. That's so expensive.
Express shipping, by the way.
If anyone wants Girls Gone Wild, hit me
Oh
up.
my.
Wait, is that like a crop top?
No, it's just.
Oh, it looked like a crop
I thought
top.
it was like a crop top. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, Cecil, can I have it?
But yeah. Anyways, guys. So if you guys want to submit your questions, drama, situations anonymously, or if you want to have a shout out like I did with some of the questions here from our friends and I guess mutuals, you guys can either DM us or you can click the link in the Wonderbox Podcast Instagram bio and submit it through that Q&A form. We have no sponsors as of yet, so if
Let
anyone
me
wants
add on to this. If you want to
Listen.
see specific people come up, let us know.
Even if we
Maybe-
don't know them, we don't care. We'll make
Listen,
friends.
Yeah.
Also, maybe I didn't pop up this idea to any of the guys, but maybe there'll be a Wonderbox Twitter account.
let's go.
Oh.
Like,
Submit
I'll
some
most
stuff.
likely, I'll
Oh.
most likely run it, and I'll see everything, and I'll run through everything with the guys.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
for sure.
Oh, another announcement before we seriously sign off. 20th episode. I have an idea of live streaming the entire podcast, so you guys can ask us questions for a good hour.
Whoa.
Ooh,
On
or
chat.
more, depending on the question and who's in there.
Yeah, depending on the question, we'll have moderators to make sure no one asks some stupid fuck shit. But yeah, that could be a special for a 20th episode. I'm still trying to figure out how to stream this on Twitch. I'm pretty sure Mason could show me how to do that. But
Joe.
Got you too.
Don't forget Joe.
yeah. Oh yeah, Joe does. I keep forgetting Joe's streams too. I keep forgetting that. But no. Anyways, guys, like, it would be helpful if you guys send us topics and questions, and if you guys have drama, like again, we can give you insight, but we're not gonna tell you what to do. Obviously, it's just to have us talk about and what you guys want to have us give our opinions and perspectives about. So, thank you again for all your support. This, just so you know, Spotify supports video now, so this will be.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was
Yeah.
so
Hey,
weird.
Yeah,
So weird.
yeah, it is. So episode 11 has the audio and video, so you guys don't have to go to YouTube. I mean, like it'll help, but if you're too lazy to go to YouTube and you want to have it play in the background, you can also do that.
Hey.
You know, so this will also be part of that edition.
Hear me clap, but yeah.
Thank you to Spotify for integrating that. That's a MVP move. So it makes it a lot easier for us. And again, thank you to all the supporters. Thank you to my girlfriend for pushing me to get back into this platform as well. And hey, I'm getting to that. Hold on.
Thank you to my girlfriend for just keep pushing me forward.
There we go. And thank you to Cecil. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to everyone that has been involved with the Wonderbox podcast. We'll be back hopefully next weekend. I'm still trying to. It seems like it's like every Saturday thing to record and to upload by Sunday. But honestly, thank you guys. We couldn't have done it without you. Just please remember to follow us at the Wonderbox podcast. If you guys want to appear on the show, we'll be taking on guests. We don't know the consistency again, but yeah. And if there's any small businesses that want to sponsor us, we're open to sponsors. We don't care how many, but we'll sponsor you back. We'll support you back. And there we go. Yes, Cecil.
I got an idea.
What's up?
For the live stream, should we do a giveaway?
From Sips? Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right.
Only
50,
tips.
100%, $100 store credit.
I would do a free $100 mystery box.
Oh,
Let's go.
And none of us, if whoever's in the podcast who has, actually Joe's not, he can actually sign up for it. I don't give a fuck. But any of the hosts, the regular hosts cannot.
It only applies to the guests that have appeared or anyone that watches.
or Joe.
Yeah, well, Joe's fine.
Joe's fine.
Not like
Joe's
a
fine.
regular, but-
Yeah.
Knows.
So Joe can win. So on the 20th episode, we're gonna do that giveaway.
All right. Well, so 20th episode live on Twitch, YouTube. We'll figure it out. We'll send out updates. And yeah. So remember to follow us on Instagram, especially the Wonderbox Podcast. I'm Neji. This is Joe. This is Mason and Cecil, and we're signing off right now. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Easy.